Okay, gonna show you guys how to install the Zed software with OpenCV and CUDA and how to make and build projects using the library on the laptop. So we're gonna want to go to the Zed Stereo Labs website. You're just gonna click on Developer, get here. We're gonna open up Documentation and Downloads. So this is a very good capture guide, but we're gonna want to get the SDK first. So this is the main SDK guide. Since it's Windows, we're gonna want to click Download for Windows. I've already downloaded it and it has been installed. And after you download that and install it, please restart the computer. After that is done, we're going to want to go back to this site, which is the Getting Started section. Application development. Past that, we're going to want to install CMake. So go to the application development and click on this link for CMake. And in download CMake, click on this one, the top one that says Windows 64 installer. Don't worry about this since we don't have CMake 3.4 installed. So take that, install it, and restart it with your Zed downloads. After that is done, we're going to want to click on this link right here, and it's going to download this folder. I've already pre-moved the folder, and it is going to be available in our documents. So documents, Zed examples master is what we have. And these are some examples to control the Zed, and I'll show you how to actually build and utilize these. So following the guide, we're going to want to open up CMake. CMake will basically compile and compose everything that we want into one nice folder. Basically, because programs rely on dependencies that are complex with CV, C++, CUDA, and then the Zed libraries itself, it's hard to actually set up all these things by yourself in Visual Studio, so we use CMake for that. So let's do an easy one. So following the tutorial, you'll see that you need to set the source code and build binaries. So for this one, we're going to want to go to our folder, Zed examples master, and we could do something such as hello Zed. So I believe hello Zed is the source folder. So here it is, select folder. And then we can then make also a build folder as well. We can simply copy that, or an easier way is just make a build folder here and then browse build, click on it, and that is almost done. Now we're going to want to click on configure. Make sure you read this correctly. We want to configure for 2015 Windows 64 and use the default, because this Zed really only likes Visual Studio 2015, which uses VC 14. It's going to take a couple minutes, but on this laptop it only took 20 seconds, if not less. And that is done. So what you've seen is that it is now configured both itself as CMake, CUDA, and OpenCV along with the Zed library that we can find as well right here. So this will allow us to use all three at the same time. After that, one last step is click generate. So this will basically generate the actual project folders and put it in the build folders. Now, if we look, we see Visual Studio projects here. That means we can simply click Open Project now, and it will actually open everything with everything configured up in Visual Studio. So here we are. Let's open up the main code. So it says that it runs faster in release, so we can either set it for debug or release mode. We can set it to release mode, and we can also set this as startup project, so it will auto run. So now that is done, I'm going to plug in the Zed. So there's a bug right now where you have to plug and replug the Zed every single time you use it due to some deinitialization problem. So after you plug it in, wait until you hear the doot sound and wait a little tiny bit more, and then start it up and see what you get. It is running. And what it's going to try to do is basically, it's just a simple use of the SDK where it'll initialize the Zed camera and print the serial code. So you didn't see it, but after it ran, it actually printed the serial number of the Zed camera. So that is an easy example. So let's go back to a pre-made one that I made using the exact same steps that actually controls the camera right here. So this one controls the camera and is made of the exact same steps. We open it up and then click local debugger. But of course, I think it might not work because I forgot to unplug the camera, but we shall see. Let's give it a few seconds. Okay, unplug that. Yeah, we have to, depending on how you choose, sometimes you have to delete the cache and stuff. Or was the warning? File delete cache. It is not there. Oh well, let's plug it back in and rerun it. I think we need to delete the cache of that project again to rerun it. So do realize, so this is the gamma control mechanism. It's currently not flipped, so let's flip it. And what we can do now is actually change the settings. So let's having it plugged. We're going to click S. So now it's contrast. Now we can click the plus button to increase the contrast, or minus button to decrease it. And if we press S again, it will now change the hue. We can now increase the hue, minus the hue. When we want to quit it, we click Q. So that ends the demo. This shows you guys how to use the actual ZED SDK with Visual Studio and OpenCV. So the CMake basically does it all together. Problem is you have to remember to delete cache, or else there will and may be problems. Yep, so that'll be it.